right, everybody, let's see what we've got here. I've got a download, and we're going to see how well this goes because it may or may not be connected to the last two readings. So let's get one more in here. Somebody's trying to get one more in here. Cheese pizza is significant. If you know, you know. Yeah, it's an island. That wasn't fried chicken. Okay, so we've got back together. All right. So back together. Somebody's back together. Somebody wants to get back together. You know, this is that card of honeymoon round two. So there's a couple of people that are back together that weren't together, obviously, before. All right. Let's see what else we have. Holy Spirit. And this time we're going to make sure that we make time to get to the actual tarot card reading. I mean, like, none of us really need, that do this, the cards, because most people on here are psychic. The people that you're watching have a level of gift, but whether they know it or not, even the young ones, you don't actually need the cards. So then we've got throwing shade. So somebody's throwing shade at you. Somebody escaped a situation. Somebody escaped a situation that was really, really scary. Cheese pizza, if you know, blue and white stripes. And, that's maybe a cabana, but there's something wrong with an island, right? Okay, so we've got throwing shade, and it doesn't always have to look like aggression. So somebody could be passive aggressive. Somebody had something planned for you. It didn't have to be like an insurance kind of thing, but as the thumbnail art, you should get an idea from there. You escaped something. You either declined it or the Holy Spirit declined your involvement. Somehow there was a fight involved there toward the end of whatever that was. And this didn't have to be something that took place on Jeff's Island, if you know what I mean, but there was an argument or something. And there is a connection between whatever you experienced. Maybe you felt like you were an island. I'm a rock. I am an island. So somebody could have felt quite alone. Boiling point, Ark of the Covenant. Somebody's doing some weird things. There's something here that has something to do with some nefarious activities that are, the walk on the dark side, like people doing weird things. That's not fried chicken. People, the adrenal glands, and you could take it from there. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying adrenochrome, is there? There's some people that think that crap will do something, and there's quite a few, stories of people that know there are, like anybody ever watched the Hunger Games? So boiling point, alcohol was involved in some way, which was either the exit or was the solution. I don't know how else to put that, but alcohol was involved. Obviously it looks like there was some liquor that was employed by invite only. That goes with what I'm saying. Somebody escaped a situation where like it was escaping, like I said in another one of the videos, it wasn't just escaping the bullet, it was like escaping the artillery. Okay, so by invite only, because something was for a very exclusive group of people, and you see how these are falling out of there. You've had a falling out with somebody over this, and we have the drama queen. This could be the person that you got away from, could literally be a drama queen. It doesn't matter, flip and switch the roles here as you see fit, because either they saw you as the drama queen, like you were invited to this place where you could have lost your life, or to this business where you could have lost your job or your health. Whatever this was, it could have been a business, it could have been a relationship, it could have been a visit, like a vacation. I did get those cabana at the Copacabana, so maybe somebody went to Havana, somebody's been to Cuba. Okay, so bottom of the deck, somebody in the fantasy world. Again, I'm getting that whole vibe. We're going to put that right out here. We're going to go into the cue cards to see if there's something's going on. There were actors present in this, and it doesn't have to be that they were actually, SAG card holding, somebody may have a Screen Actors Guild card. I don't know how many words it takes these days to get one of those. There's words, there's magic words, there's secret words. There could have been a whole ritual. For those of you that don't go on the woo-woo side of this, or for this, that this story does not apply in that way, remember that gossip, those are words. Slander, that's spoken, those are words. Words are spells. And also, same things could be written on paper, and we do have the invite only. And, this alcohol and the boiling point is significant. Alcohol could have been employed or involved. Your employment could have to do with alcohol. You could work at a rum factory, and there you go. But There we go. I was going to say SAG-AFTRA. Somebody could have been involved with actors. Actors could have been involved with this. Jim Carrey figures into this, and I don't know why. Your name could be Jim. Your name could be Carrey. All right, let's see. Let's just get a few more, but we don't want to get in too deep. Somebody was in too deep. Somebody is in really deep. Somebody's high up and in deep. Hang on a second. Just a moment. Well, I don't care. Catch me if you can. Somebody's going to try to catch you. Somebody's looking for you. Somebody could be looking for you. You got far away in a land far, far away. Somebody's in Nebraska. Cornhuskers are significant. Somebody likes football. Somebody likes footy football. Footy football. Football are significant. In some countries, it's, I have to say like Pele. Football, soccer. Like somebody's Hispanic. Somebody's African American, somebody's Afro-Caribbean, somebody's South American, okay. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, anything else to see? And we're going to move on to this portion and see exactly what it is that you escaped. I'm almost tempted to not do the cue cards. Somebody was reading a script. Somebody was set up. This was a setup. This wasn't even real. Well, I mean, the situation, the figures, the people, the masks. Eyes wide shut is significant. Eyes wide shut. Somebody's name could be Nicole. Somebody's name could be Kidman. Somebody likes to be naked. Somebody needs to put on some weight. Somebody has put on some weight. Okay, hang on a second. Danny Elfman. I love little girls. I shouldn't say anything more. Okay, so you know what I mean. That wasn't fried chicken. There we go. Big break. Okay, so here we go. Something about actors. Actors could have been involved. Doesn't have to mean that they are screen actors. It could mean that there were people that were positioned on purpose to do a certain thing. Somebody took a payment. You took a break. You got away. Literally, the heavens parted. You were given a download. Okay, right. So you were given something in a dream. You were told what to do. I think I'm going to leave it right there. A major moment is brewing. This could be the launch, the offer, or the shout out. Somebody was shouting. That changes everything. There was an argument that changed everything. Alcohol was involved. Fantasy world was involved. Let's get one more. Aurora Borealis. The sky is significant. The northern lights. Somebody from the north. The north and the south. A Yankee is involved. A Yankee. Red and blue is significant. The kaleidoscope of colors, coat of many colors is significant. Dolly Parton. Somebody is going to need a pardon. With a lunatic we have in office, well, maybe even the lunatics will get a pardon. The lunatics have taken over the asylum. The lunatics have taken over the asylum. Right, if you're my age, you know that song. Somebody's an 80s child, or like I'm class of 86. 1986 could be significant. Somebody could be 68. Somebody could be 86. This feels more like 68. Somebody could be born in 1968. This has to do with somebody from the 60s or 60s theme. There was a party. There was a theme. It was organized. It was by invite only. You could have been especially invited to a situation where something was going to happen. Maybe there was a reunification, somebody coming together. Somebody was in the background throwing shade. You could have blue hair. Somebody else could have blonde hair. It doesn't really matter. Flip and switch the roles. There was a fight. It was a fantasy. It wasn't real. There was alcohol. It was a boiling point in this invite only situation with a special seal. A seal is important. A very special seal is important. A seal, something was sealed. Somebody wants something to be sealed. It could be a legal case that somebody wants sealed. It's not sealed. It's going to be unsealed, and everybody's going to know. Everybody already knows. That's why you need to be careful. All right. Doesn't mean that you have to live in a way where you can't be free. Be free. But remember that there are people that are severely mentally ill, literally walking around, and some of them could be in positions that you wouldn't believe. All right, we got dirty laundry. That always reminds me of a business. It could be maybe you own a laundromat. Maybe somebody has a corner store. Maybe somebody has a corner liquor store, or something is on the corner of something. Something I could get the pad and start. I don't need to remote view this one. Toxic ties. The ties are broken. There could be something about ancestry. There could be something about genetics. There could be something about genetic material that is left somewhere that will prove something or rule it out or rule you out or rule somebody in. Genetics are significant. The little girl was much too little. There could be very young people involved in this, or somebody's been caught up because of something young. Now, this could be a story where I'm giving various lines. White lines are running through somebody's mind. Somebody's on drugs. Somebody was doing stimulants. Okay. Toxic tie. Somebody tried to get your DNA. All right, sorry when I'm channeling and I'm going quickly. 12/12 is significant. The 12th of any month. December is significant. All right. Could be your birthday, could be their birthday, could be somebody's birthday. 12/12. It could be also the angel number. I'm going to look at this one just because of what it did. Your good karma is what protected you. Literally, the angelic realm protected you. Somebody could resonate with the Pleiades. And let's see. I'm going to check to see if there's any romance involved, because this was like a phony fake situation that you dodged. If it was a work situation, trust me, it's better that you're not there and that you didn't get the job, couldn't get the job, didn't get the promotion, wanted to leave, left, or were cast out. Let's see, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, is there anything about romance of significance in this reading? Oh, flew over there. The color red is significant. Forgiving and learning. You don't have to forgive anybody. You could forgive everybody. It doesn't really matter, but you forgive it in order to just release yourself from it. Because even if you're like, Rita, I'm never going to forgive that person again, that's fine. You don't have to, just forgive the learning experience and understand that you needed to learn from that experience. Okay. Release it. Let's just get one or two more. Release it. You don't need to keep that with you. Live your life and be happy. All right. Ah, well, okay. So there could have been a soulmate involved. Just because somebody's a soulmate doesn't mean that they're the only soulmate. There are many soulmates. Somebody had a past life with this individual. Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to be in a relationship with somebody. In fact, sometimes the past life people or the past life karmic situations, they just come back up because somebody else may be coming back in trying to correct their karma, because they're going to be in for some, really difficult situations because they need to balance that karma. And even if they came back in to balance that karma, that could be a past life connection. They recognize you and they want you to somehow make it easier for them. Hang on a second. Somebody's Asian. A doctor could be significant. Orchids could be significant. Dr. Orchid could be significant. Somebody could be a fucking orc. Okay, so I don't know. Checkerboards are significant. The Illuminati or Illuminati type themes are significant. A diner is significant. Can't pick it up. Somebody was going to get stabbed in the back. Yes, these cards are exactly what you think they are. They are clue game cards. Okay, for those of you that want to become readers, want to read, you don't need to buy people's expensive decks. I've seen decks, that people are selling that are upwards of $100. Don't do that to yourself. You can make your own decks. I mean, if you're collecting decks and you want somebody's decks, but remember, you're in it to help the community and or help yourself. Maybe you're trying to make money. Somebody could have blonde hair. And Miss Scarlet, this is a person, the scarlet letter, the letter R could be significant. There could be a person that looks like this. This is an op. Okay, so there's evidence on this person. And the Asian person, there's a candlestick, something about the middle of the night, and a knife. Somebody was knifed right in the back, but this was planned and someone had a title. Double down on this situation with somebody with blonde hair. Remember what I'm telling you, you don't need cards at all. I mean, you do want to have a deck of tarot cards, but you could, even if you needed to in a pinch, or if you don't have the money, you could just print them out. You can find that online. You can get paper. You could make them yourself. Okay. This is about helping other people. This isn't about hurting yourself. If you got all the money in the world, collect away. But I have seen some outrageous prices on decks for people. And I know people want to make money, but remember, they should not be extorting you with the prices of their decks. And I'm certain of what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. All right. Now, if you're trying to find a collector's item deck or let's say you're looking for Sonia Choquette's Trust Your Vibes. You may not be able to get the same exact box set from a million years ago, and you might have to go on something like eBay to get a deck. Don't be afraid to buy a deck from somebody else, or if somebody gives you a deck of tarot cards, if that's your friend, take the deck. If you feel better, you can smudge them, you can do whatever, but obviously you wouldn't take a deck of cards from an enemy. I could be talking to somebody who's a tarot reader, somebody who wants to be a tarot reader, somebody's trying. Okay, I used to be a telephone psychic when my middle son, who just turned 28, was a baby. And I had 5 kids together with my then husband. Somebody's name could be James. His name was James. Somebody's name was James. And I needed to be able to help out, and I needed to stay home. And so I started reading online. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to get a major arcana card. We got players here. Somebody's a player, somebody's a fucking liar. Right, let's see. And again, this could be a work situation, could be a romantic situation. I'm doing this, I'm making a heart shape. There could be somebody involved that was literally faked into a relationship and it was never true. You may have taken the job or gone to the place that done the thing to see what it was that there was to see what there was to see. If you were married to this person, you are now divorced. If you were at this job, now you're gone. Now, this could be happening in real time. There could be another pair of people, that are divorcing because something was never right. It wasn't blessed by the holy angels. It was not meant to be. And we have the high priestess and the judgment card in reverse. Judgment and the high priestess. Somebody was doing something that they shouldn't have done. Somebody was doing some kind of witchcraft voodoo. The color red is significant. Scarlet red is significant. The scarlet letter, the letter R. Okay. Let's see. Somebody was doing something, but then somebody, you know, there could have been a whistleblower involved. There could have been, this was probably from the angelic reeled, 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 realty, real estate. Okay, there could have been something involving real estate here. Somebody was faking some documents. Somebody wanted you involved in, it could have been a fake marriage, maybe this was a fake arrangement, apply it where it works, because I'm not going to keep describing this scenario in multiple places, multiple ways for you, multiple places. Somebody's in multiple places. Okay, so somebody wanted somebody in a contract that was false, and it had something to do with real estate, but then the trumpets were sounded. Okay, one more, and then we're going to move on to the cards. Definitely something about property involved, and I don't mean just being at a property. I mean like some property matters. Somebody's trying to fake somebody into some kind of something to anchor something. Okay, so anchors are significant. Somebody needed it anchored. Anchors away. Anchors away. All right. Anchors away. I have to say that. Anchors away. And that isn't AWAY. That's away, WEIGH. For those of you that know when that situation is over, death has come. Now, do I think that this could be physical, literal death for somebody? There could be somebody with judgment in reversed, high priestess reversed, and death. There could be somebody that passed away or is passing away. It's not you. Okay. If you're the cross watcher, I don't know. Okay. So go to a medical doctor if you don't feel well. Somebody doesn't feel well. Solar plexus. All right. So something going on with the solar plexus. It's like one has an issue with the solar plexus. The other one has an issue with the crown chakra. Somebody could be mentally ill. And no shade to that, but you got to get help. But this is the high priestess in reverse is mentally ill. Like, somebody would never pass an evaluation, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. All right. This story's for entertainment purposes only, obviously. One more Holy Spirit of the major arcana. And see what I mean? You could have any deck of cards. You don't have to do anything expensive. Just do what works. Okay, when you have a bunch of money and you want to buy everybody's decks or whatever, you do that, but do not hurt yourself or your family spending money on things that you can't afford because you really want that deck. If somebody's charging a bunch of money for a deck, don't get the deck. Okay, yeah, because you have a new beginning, the Fool. All right, let's go to the tarot and get an idea. I just have to say that because some decks are outrageously priced, and that's unfair because, especially for print on demand, or even if somebody's doing that at home, you don't need to be charging somebody $200, for a deck of cards. That's awful. I don't think, people could do whatever they like. I could be talking to a deck designer right now for, all I know. Decks are significant. Somebody's building a deck, washing a deck, anchors away. A boat could be significant. A ship could be significant. The Navy could be significant. Okay. All right. Which deck are we going for? I think I'm going to try to back out of some of the heavier energy because I'm uncomfortable with it. So let's go to the Housewives Tarot. And again, if I speak too fast during these channelings, I don't mean to speak that fast, but it's a lot of information that starts to come in. Just click the gear icon and slow me down. All right. Oh, that didn't feel quite right. Something didn't feel quite right, and you knew it. Even regardless of the situation, maybe you were married to this person. You're like, yeah, there's a whole lot wrong here. All right. And sometimes there are people that are wolves in sheep's clothing that can keep this going for a long time until they got you right where they want you. Okay. But we live and learn. Remember, you have to forgive yourself. Everything's a learning experience, and something that needs to come to pass is going to come to pass whether you like it or not, because we don't always remember every single directive or action that we're going to take here in this lifetime, regardless of what we're coming to do. Sometimes we come in to help other people balance their karma or learn their lessons. And if you're like, well, Rita, that sucks. I don't want to be involved in other people's bullshit if they're just a bunch of bullshit artists. Well, sometimes that's what we do. We're not going to remember that. When we go home and get to talk to Jesus, we can have those conversations if you don't remember. Okay. We have the Hermit in reverse. So somebody's coming out. All right. So take that as you will. Now, this could be about you. This could be about you having been in hermit mode, kind of like staying away from people and having to basically do all your cleansing rituals a million times over to like get, I don't know. I feel like I want to do this. I feel like somebody touched me, or, you could have been in bed with somebody that was literally like sleeping with the enemy, or you could have been in bed with a bunch of people that were the enemy. Take that as you will, because it could be that you work at the dollar store and you got a bunch of enemies around. You could be at Circle K, same thing. Four of Pentacles in reverse, because it was time to excuse me, I said reverse, but it's in the upright. So time to let go of something definitely. And, you may have been having to play your cards close to your chest to make sure that nobody knew exactly what was going on with you. Somebody could wear some cute shoes. All right. All right. So let's see for the challenge here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Challenge. Virgo energy here. We've got Sagittarius energy here. So the bringing of in back things back into balance with the two major arcana here, and when the Hermit in reverse coming back out, shining your light, not staying cloistered up somewhere, and coming it back out into the world requires a kind of alchemy. You alchemized a lot of energy. Maybe you did some symbolic rituals to get, the heebie-jeebies off of you, because some people are just gross and you know it. And you probably figured that out, that there was something wrong with this person or these people or whatever that is. I mean, like it wasn't fried chicken. Okay, so we have the King of Swords in reverse, or excuse me, Knight of Swords in reverse. Somebody has been stopped. Somebody could ride a motorcycle. Somebody could look like James Dean, except with black hair. There's that knife we were talking about. Somebody could actually shave with a straight razor, and everybody's in love with this person, but he's actually a dick. Somebody's a smoker. And in the reverse, in the foundation of what, somebody was coming towards you very quickly. And again, somebody could drive a fast car. I drive a fast car. Okay, so somebody came at you. There was a love bomber. He was a liar. Somebody was aggressive. If they got a hold of you now, they would really like to hurt you. I don't think this person loves you at all. Probably never did. You were convenient or you were delicious. Place that as you will. Some people disappear, never to be found again. Yep. Tower in reverse. In the past, you avoided a tower. Do you see that we have 3 out of the 4 cards right out of the gate? Somebody's out of the gate. Somebody ran out of the gate. A disaster was averted because there was a lot of bullshit that was suspended there in that kind of odd animation. All right. Definitely you avoided something major, major here as you brought balance to the force. The force could be involved. Somebody doesn't have the force, so the force is with you. I'm one with the force. The force is one with me. Somebody's Asian. Somebody could love Star Wars. Somebody knows what the force is. And there we are. That's you. And you are the high priestess. Okay. So do you see this? This is all major arcana. We only have one that isn't. You used your intuition. You were protected because you heeded the warnings. Maybe some other people were up at night and you're like, I'm going to pretend I'm asleep, but I'm not. All right. You were listening to the Holy Spirit. And there we have the Fool. It kind of popped out in reverse, so I'm going to leave it here. So this was a non-starter. Again, look at them. There's only one card that is not major here. Okay, so somebody was like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I'm taking what I can of my own possessions. Maybe this was a non-starter and maybe I lost something in the process, but, better safe and whole than in the hole somewhere, dead in the hole. Somebody was going to fire in the hole. I got to say that too. And for the current environment, it flew over here, so I'm going to keep it on the Knight of Swords. Here was somebody's star, again, major arcana of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6. The seventh card, major arcana. We only have one minor arcana. All of this was meant to be. It was meant to go this way. You might have been the person here that was to bring balance to the force. Somebody could be like Darth Vader or should identify with that. Darth Vader's not any kind of a hero, but in the end, his death is what had to bring the balance to the force. So he was, in essence, born to die. So many people are just born to screw up their lives, and it's because they're trying to balance something out from, the previous life, but then they get here and they're super resistant to it and they don't want to do the work. Okay, again, look at this. All major arcana, you guys. This is major, major. I knew I needed to do this. Somebody could be a major, 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 major. Hello, Major Tom. All right, so somebody's German, somebody speaks German, the Hanged Man. Okay, so in the current environment, you're like, yeah, this motherfucker I'm going to hang you out to dry because I got my pink bloomers and you're not important here. You're like, I don't want this. You're out to dry. They're on display. Something about social media. Jesus Christ, look at this judgment. I cannot. Do you guys see why it was important for me to come on and do this? Oh my gosh. Okay, so the judgment card, that's what it is. And you are kind of looking down here. You were the judgment. You were the balance. You were bringing balance to the force. Hello, Major Tom. Somebody's name is Tom. Somebody could be a major. Somebody's hanging out to dry. You don't care. You're like, stay on your side of the line. Timelines are significant. Some kind of metaphysical idea that surrounds the laws of physics. Hang on just a second. I'm getting something. Parallel dimensions are significant. Somebody knows how to use physics or bend physics or can do something with physics, knows how to fight the physics or contraindicate the physics or push down on the physics. G forces are significant. Somebody could be a train conductor. Somebody could do something with high speed, fast, super fast, that motorcycle. That could also be airplanes, jet planes, things. Think fast. Somebody has to think fast. Somebody has to think fast. There's something wrong with somebody's mind. Devil in reverse at the bottom. Don't forget that you beat that temptation. You were the temptation. All right. The Holy Spirit, Jesus, Yeshua, you were used by the divine order, the Pleiadians. You could literally be ancestrally Pleiadian. Okay. That's obviously something that's not going to be for everybody. That's very difficult to explain. All right. Ursula Major could be significant. So again, with the major, somebody could be Ursula, okay, or a major, or something just is major because this is all major. Look at what I'm telling you. There's only one minor card here. Do you see this? Pay attention. Somebody needs to pay attention because they're going to be paying something while in detention. Somebody's going to custody, was in custody, is facing a lot of super huge eros. Look, did you hear what I said? Super huge eros. Super huge eros. Eros. Okay, there was some perverted shit going on here. Like again, I said something in the beginning or at some point or during the oracle cards, something that would lend itself to believe that somebody is either fluid or bi or whatever, disgusting. Somebody's on both sides. Somebody doesn't choose a size. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Size, eros. Okay, something about that. Okay, Queen of Cups. Now we have the second one. So here you are in the Queen of Cups, and you're just hoping that you will be left quite alone. Okay, because this isn't something to fear. This is something to hope for. Yes, you are healed. Yes, you are healed. You are okay. All right. Somebody doesn't drink. Somebody quit drinking. Maybe a drink was involved. There was alcohol involved. And then we have the Justice card in reverse. I'm going to put that here. For some reason, that feels more like, no, that is the outcome. Because you may feel like it wasn't fair, that justice wasn't served. Let's get, with all of these major arcana, I do have to tell you, yes, justice was served. Maybe you feel like somebody deserves a spanking. Okay, so now we have the Queen of Wands. We have another queen. So there is another woman involved here. You could be this woman. There could be two women. It could just be feminine energies. Let's see. Clarify Queen of Wands. Why is that other woman there? So one of you could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or hope that you're healed, and you could actually be the Queen of Wands. Doesn't have to be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this could also just be that you are on your own. You don't need anybody. You can, your home is your castle. You can sweep your own floor. You don't need anybody's help. You're hoping that you're healed. So it could be two different women, or it could be one woman. That woman could be you, or this could be about two women, but there's only one who's a corrupt. Somebody's corrupt. The major is corrupt. There's a major offer that was corrupt. Something was corrupted in the process. Something about sanguine. Something was sanguine. There was something about blood clots, blood clotting. Somebody's been to Jamaica. Somebody could be from Jamaica. Blood clot. And I shouldn't, disrespect right there, because we all know what a bumba clot. All right. So here we go. King of Pentacles, for those of you that are single that are wondering if somebody else is coming in, somebody is coming in. Holy Spirit, clarifying the King of Pentacles to the Queen of Wands. All right. Ooh, got two here. Holy shit. Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords lopping off somebody's head here, and we have the Two of Swords. There's definitely another woman here. She could be an air sign. That could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, somebody, and it came out this way trying to interfere with you. So I'm going to take it that you are either the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Wands. You don't have to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for this. You could just be a person who is of some means, who is comfortable. Maybe you have a dog, maybe you smoke a pipe, maybe you wear a cute robe, but that's funny. Okay, so then we have the Queen of Swords with the Two of Swords is literally blindly just trying to carve something up. And didn't I tell you it wasn't fried chicken? There are people that know those secrets. There is a secret, and there is the secret. I can't make this shit up. There is the moon. This person, these people, all of this here, all of this. See, the problem is the reason why, you just need to be careful is because you do know the secret. You do know what's up. Whether you learned that secret or you have some special gifts that told you literally in your sleep those secrets while you were sleeping comfortably, or they thought you were sleeping. No, the divine was completing, filling in the blanks. Somebody was filling in the blanks. Somebody was trying to fill in the blanks, blank spot of paper. There could be a piece of paper that's lacking a signature. There's something, clarify the moon. Okay, there's something about a document. This is where there could be the old switcheroo, all right? Somebody's into some demonic shit. Eyes wide shut. Tom Cruise is significant. Again, the name Tom. Major Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, cruising. Tom, Major Tom. All right, somebody's a major. Somebody's name could be Cruise. Somebody's cruising. Somebody was cruising for a bruising. You got too close to that, but hey, you saw what you wanted to see at the bottom of the deck. Seven of Wands. So you had to defend yourself. You had to fend off the people. You may still need to defend yourself and make sure that you are safe. Okay, you already know the secret. You are the secret. The secret is right in front of you, just like there. By the light, da 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 da. Okay, so somebody was dancing by the light of the moon. Somebody was dancing. Somebody's a dancer. Dancing is significant. The light of the moon is significant. A full moon could be significant. You could have been born on a full moon. Oh, all right. We're going to take it right there and stop it with these. So we have the Page of Swords. Somebody's trying to come next to you, come towards you. And again, isn't there a lot of that snippy going on? This is news. This is news of a person who is stalking you, spying on you, trying to do something to you. But this is news. This is communication. Somebody who's coming toward you is in the Nine of Swords. So somebody coming toward you is having a hell of a time. Something about their mother is significant. Knives are significant. Cutting is significant. Straight razors are significant. This is a person who is not sleeping. So it could be somebody coming toward you that is riddled with guilt. They're watching you. They're definitely watching you. Don't know what they want to watch you for. You like it so much, take a peek. Sure, okay. All right, let's get some hints and some clues. I don't want this to take forever because then something's going to take forever. Somebody thinks this is going to last forever and you're like, no, dude, it's already over. Okay, so something's already over. Split the deck one more time. Wheel of Fortune in reverse because, what comes around goes around. Every dog has his day. Sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes you're the windshield. All right. Where are we going with this? Somebody doesn't know where they're going to go with this. What are we going to do with this? I don't know. Let's get a couple of hints. Somebody went to UCLA. This card should not be here. I give myself permission to create amazing experiences. Go on and have a good life, sweetheart, okay? And we'll never be royals. We won't drink their blood. Okay, there's somebody wanted you to do something. That's not what that song is about. Somebody's agitated. Okay, but Adreno, take a hint. Somebody won't take a hint because you win. That's why you're winning. Somebody's name could be Charlie. Somebody's name could be Sheen. Somebody could be Charles. C names are significant. The Gemini knows that you know. So it doesn't have to be a Gemini. It could be an air sign. So it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They know you know what I tell you. And they'll never be royals. They don't have it in their blood. You do. The royalty is you. They could have figured something out about your ancestry or something you didn't want them to know. It could be something that you don't even know by the light of the silvery moon. Okay. A pastor is significant. Somebody could have been involved with a pastor, talk to their pastor, is talking to their pastor or priest, and maybe they've got guilt. Sure, they can have guilt, but they need to keep the guilt over there, right? They've got their karma to work out. You played your part. Everybody played a part. These are war games. Somebody does war games, knows war games. Yeah, because there was a backfired candle magic. It could have been literally somebody being stupid enough to light a candle and think that somehow that was going to change anything. And the stalker, oh, what the fuck? Okay, so we have the Gemini knows that you know, and the stalker is a Gemini. Okay, so there really is a Gemini involved, or it could be that it's definitely an air sign that is involved in trying to like fuck with you. Sorry, I had to say it that way. Somebody's Cuban. Sorry, okay. Say hello to my little friend, okay. Yeah. Okay. So pretending to be you, that could be the issue. That could be the problem with the documents. That could be something that has to do with the real estate, something that has to do with the house. It has could have something to do with an inheritance, but we didn't see the 10 of Pentacles. But like I was already getting that. So it could have something to do with some money, some property, something like real property. And I'm doing this. So there could be money involved. Somebody paid somebody, somebody bribed somebody, somebody lured somebody. And if you're that tickled by money, well, that's what I say. Money isn't everything. Okay, your health is everything. Your karma is everything. Your mental health is more important than anything else. And there's some crazy shit going on here. And this was return to sender. You didn't have to lift a finger to do it. And I tell people you could do it symbolically. You could say, I don't want this energy. It doesn't belong to me. But the truth is, don't you think that Jesus is going to handle that for you? Don't you think the Most High has that handled? Don't you think that you have spirit guides and angels and maybe the Pleiadian behind you? Maybe you have the whole Milky Way behind you. Somebody has self-healing DNA. And if you know, it doesn't matter what happens, you're fine. Somebody's aging backwards. All right, let's see. Don't inject anything into your face or your body and stuff. Like age naturally. Like just take care of yourself. You don't have to hurt yourself. Do as you will. I'm not going to tell you what to do, although I just did. Okay, so jealousy wanted you evicted or homeless. Somebody was really trying to fuck with your security. Because they were the devil in that energy. Somebody's tacky, somebody's ghetto mouth, somebody's poor speech and vocabulary, somebody's just like a shit for brains. Pacific Standard Time could be significant. You could be from the left coast, the west coast. Okay, somebody's crying over you. All right, just a few more, and then we're going to wrap this up with some names. Do we want locations? No. No. Maybe we'll get some of those odd cards over there. Somebody's like the odd card or the odd one or the odd duck, and then there's like the odd couple. There's like a couple of people that are weird and everybody knows it. And then like you're the odd one out at odd man out, odd, old lang syne, something about New Year's, something about Christmas, something about December. Pacific Standard Time. Somebody was born on the west coast, the left coast. Psst. Psst. Okay, PST. Psst. Okay, so there's something about they want you to be quiet. They want you to shut up. Well, they can you're never going to shut up. Don't shut up. Always speak your truth. Be the truth. Be the light. Okay, the more you speak your truth, the more confident you are in yourself that if you're not doing anything wrong. A 747 is significant. Somebody's on a plane, flies a plane. There's something about lung issues with somebody. You need to watch lung health, or there could be something about a biopsy with health, or there could be fluid on the lungs, which would lead me to believe heart chakra, that somebody could have some cardiovascular deficiency. Their confidence was in the reverse. Somebody's losing confidence. Maybe somebody doesn't want to age. Well, you're going to have to grow up. Okay. So sorry. You can't just, you're not going to take a blood bath or like drink somebody's like a fucking vampire. All right. So let's see, and it could be vampiric in terms of energy. Yeah. Somebody needs to go to the medical doctor. It is going to the medical doctor. This is a medical situation here. Something about a contract that Okay, so something about that contract, there was a contract. It's a contract that somebody wanted either you to sign or you didn't sign it. It could also be a spiritual contract. They tried to do some weird bullshit, devil in the energy, and you're like, no, the Most High was going to protect you the whole time. You're too royal for this. You're of a royal bloodline. You belong to the Most High. You are a child of God. The only people that play around in this weird ass energy are people that are attached to the physical because they know that what waits for them on the other side, where they're going, is straight to hell. Now, I'm not saying I want people to go to hell, but the kind of limbo they're going, somebody's Catholic. Somebody could be Catholic, was a Catholic, understands Catholicism, but in a significant way. The Pope is significant. Somebody could have met the Pope. Il Papa. Somebody's a remote viewer in reverse. They have been blocked from remote viewing you if they did have that gift or that ability to remote view at all. Somebody could be involved in a Project 747. Somebody could be involved in Project Stargate. Somebody knows what Project Stargate is. Okay, we're going to take these two and wrap this up. Okay, so a failed initiation. What I fucking tell you? Somebody was failed. Somebody was trying to get initiated into the boys' club, the big kids club, and they couldn't get in. They failed it because they were going to fail with you from the beginning. You were supposed to be part of the sacrifice, whether spiritually, energetically, or in some way. Has failed. It's over. First class ass. Somebody flies first class. Somebody is a first class flyer. Somebody's a flyer. Somebody's a pilot. Somebody's flying somewhere, but they're an ass. First class ass, not first class. Somebody's second class, somebody's low class, somebody sucks, somebody can't do anything about their sucking and their vampiric tendencies. You've got somebody like you were around a person or around some people that I'm telling you, there was like they were doing some shit that you should never do because it's not that it would work. It's just the fact that you would even attempt that. That's where the lower vibrations get you. That's where you get all pulled in and tripped up and trapped up because there's actually no power there. None, because the adversary Satan was defeated before it was ever begun. Those people, what did I just say? I said I was going to stop this and I didn't stop this because this is very curious to me. Somebody's bi curious, somebody's bi, somebody's definitely weird. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have to agree with what you do, and you don't have to agree with what I don't do. Okay, I'm a pretty standard person. Somebody feels like they're pretty standard and pretty basic. What about you? Somebody knows how to program in basic. We're going to get a tarot clarifier. Somebody learned basic. All right. Was ist denn los? Somebody is definitely German. Okay. Queen of Swords. All right. You are like, no, bitch. Okay. That's not going to happen. That's what the clarity is that you need to know. You need to have your boundaries exactly where they are. Can I get a couple of more? And then I really want this to stop because this is stupid and it is over. It was over a long time ago. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. 747. It was either 7 years ago. It was 4 years ago. They feel stupid. Of course you do. All right. So they feel stupid. Stupid as. Okay. They can go ahead and feel stupid. I don't know what to say. Like, what do you want anybody to say? Somebody could have gone to UCLA School of Dentistry. That could be what UCLA is. The initials UCL or A could be significant. Los Angeles could be significant. Somebody's uncle is significant. Yeah. Somebody's a lazy husband and there's a wannabe kitchen witch. Do you see how that works? You can make your own deck of cards, okay? For those of you that, oh my gosh, it flew. I don't even know where did it fly to? Somebody flew away, far, far away. Somebody wants to fly, either that or they can't fly and they wish they could. I bet. Okay. So somebody's got breast implants. Are we going to do that whole thing again? All right, Holy Spirit, we're going to get some names and then we're going to seal this up. Something sealed up. Somebody tried to seal up something. Fine, take your piss jar. Do whatever you want with it. You're gross. Okay, so you people that think that somehow this is going to work or this is going to affect anything quite at all. It won't do a damn thing. All right, we're going to get some names. The name Hat is significant. The name Star is significant. These are all in different orientations. Somebody doesn't know their orientation. We got the name Alexandros again. We've got Danville again. We got Sierra, Alpha, Bravo. Somebody does that. Alpha, Bravo, Alpha, Bravo, Alpha, Bravo, Sierra. Somebody's a cop. Somebody was a cop. Veronica, Henny, and look, I'm going to switch because we're at the law. And I need fresher. Like sometimes I feel like I see the names over and over, and I have thousands and thousands and thousands of these, so that shouldn't be happening. Obviously, I can't. All right. The name Brandy is significant. Huh? We have Choquette. Alouette. Okay, so we have Choquette. Somebody speaks French. Somebody can read music. We've got Washoe. Washoe County could be significant, or the name Jennifer. Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. He was a very good friend of mine. Somebody could have been your good friend. Well, what a motherfucker. Somebody's name is Dimitris. 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 We have the name Abara. And sometimes they stick together. Bunyard. Natalia, but with two eyes. If you know, you know. Okay, I channel them depending on what context. All right, this all has to do with the country that I'm in when I remote view them. Amina. Brandy again. Are you shitting me? Somebody's name is definitely Brandy, spelled Brandie, not Y. That's odd. Okay, let's see. Holy Spirit, like we're just going to go with what it says. Damn. Brandy Danville? Brandy Glanville. I don't know if she spells her name that way. Something up with the name Brandy is significant. I'm looking at this Natalia with two eyes. Two eyes. Somebody's ocular health is significant. Somebody could be having an issue with their eyes. Something's wrong with somebody's vision. Something's going on with the eyes. Did I just hit this microphone? Something's a hit. All right, hit or miss. Well, you're hitting. Okay, so Malachi. Damn. I'm feeling like really weird energy right now. Okay, somebody's name is Vassal. Somebody's name is Ibarra. Kavita. Demetrius. And I'm shuffling them just upside down. I just like they don't really shuffle the way I want them to. They're going to shuffle the way, you know. Somebody's name is Dion. Dion. Reggie. Monroe. Iboro. Voldemort. Fuck me. Damn. Okay, we're going to turn it over. You have no power here, Voldemort. Okay, you're just a work of fiction, like all of this is. Somebody's a work of fiction. Somebody's not even a real person. Somebody is not a real person. They don't have a soul. Somebody may, think that people like that. There are people that are walking around that do not have souls. They are NPCs. They are non-player characters. They are only there to kind of fulfill a role. Maybe the vessel has to walk through life to have certain experiences, but maybe they chicken the shit out and ejected. Somebody ejects. Somebody's a pilot. Somebody ejected. Somebody ejected. Somebody was ejected. Somebody could have ejected. The soul could have ejected. They're like, no, I'm too much of a pussy before I come. I'm not going to hate on spirits. Okay. But somebody could have just ejected and be like, fuck it, I don't want to do this hard work. Okay, fine. Don't do the shadow work. Now you're an NPC breathing the good oxygen for the rest of the good people. Somebody's name is Cheryl. Let Cheryl breathe the air, okay? Let Cheryl go. Somebody needs to let Cheryl go. Let Cheryl go. Somebody did something to Cheryl. Somebody hit Cheryl. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm saying that. Cheryl. Let Cheryl go. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. I'm looking at Cheryl. Okay, wait, we're going to isolate Cheryl. Somebody tried to isolate Cheryl. Drop it. Drop it. Somebody needs to drop it. Somebody's fucking with Cheryl, is acting like Cujo, or somebody's name could be Cujo. Damn, we're going to get something specific about a name. Somebody needs to drop it with Cheryl. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. She's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave her alone. Give it back to her. You owe something to Cheryl. The cross watcher owes something to Cheryl. Give it back. And somebody's like an asshole, like a Cujo, just like some insane person with no soul. I shouldn't even say person. That's an NPC. Somebody doesn't even deserve to breathe. God forgive me. Leave Cheryl alone. Leave Cheryl alone. Trent is involved. Could be Trent involved with this or Cujo. I don't know. All right. I can't really speak for what other than, when I'm channeling, it was just for different purposes to get the names. And this was over like a very long time, many years. Okay. Cheryl, leave Cheryl alone. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Leave her alone. Fucking get over it. Wow. I feel aggressive. Okay. So. Holy Spirit, let's finish this off. Finish this off with Cheryl. Leave Cheryl alone. Somebody needs to leave Cheryl alone. Leave her alone. I want to protect Cheryl. I want to surround Cheryl. Cheryl doesn't fucking need anybody's help. Yeah, but she'll trounce. Yeah, somebody hit her. Somebody did something to Cheryl. Damn. Okay, we're just going to have to flip them. Somebody flipped. Somebody's flipping. Somebody flips houses. Archibald is significant. Could be the name of a street, a person. Ventura, California. Could be significant. Or the name Steiger. The name Steiger. Carol, Sandy, and Demi or Demi. C names and D names. Cheryl is significant here. Cheryl. I mean, we had Brandy, and Cheryl. We only have one Cheryl, but we have two Brandy. Somebody has too much Brandy. Somebody's drinking too much. Stop it. Or keep going. Like maybe like orc. You know, keep going, orc. Keep drinking. You know, like just take yourself out of here if you don't have a soul. You know, like I'm not talking to real people. This is a fictional story. Somebody's drinking too much. Maybe that's how they're gonna go, or maybe that's how they went. Somebody comes and goes, in and out, come and go. Leave her alone. Somebody's last name could be Shannon House. Somebody's last name or first name is Brolt. Okay. Anybody else want to pop out here? Fine, go on, pop up. Somebody's name is Nanette and is a pop up. Rogers is significant. Hilton is significant. Gary is significant. All right, let's see. Anybody else want to pop out here? Let's see if we get something about Christmas or December is definitely significant because we have no L right here, even though that's a name. Alta could be Alta Vista. Okay, so somebody's vision is a problem. I'm telling you, somebody's vision is a problem. So it could have macular degeneration. All right, okay. Somebody could be experiencing macular degeneration. Somebody has blue eyes. Somebody is Caucasian. Somebody is Caucasian and has macular degeneration. I don't know. Holy Spirit, clarify. Okay. Because Sequoia or the Sequoias, because the law is significant and because Anthony knows what I'm talking about. Anthony was a part of this and somebody by the name of Bunyard. Did we not get what the? Yeah, we did. Somebody's name is Cheryl Bunyard. Holy Spirit. Bunyard. Sequoia, the Sequoia. Somebody on the left coast. Okay. The law's involved. Somebody's name could be Law. Somebody's name could be Jude. Okay, so let's see. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. Take the sad times and make them better. Okay, so somebody's sad. Okay, we have Clarinda. Let down your hair. That doesn't make sense. Neither here nor there. I don't know why. I'm a poet. I didn't know it. Okay, somebody's name is McQuillan. Maurice. Dante's Inferno. Ralph. Didn't I say that just the other day? Okay, one or two more because I want to be done. Somebody wants to be done. Somebody is done. Stick a fork in him. All right. You know, you reap what you sow. Dolly Madison, like the Dolly Madison murders Dolly. Somebody was trying to hurt somebody. You know, like if this was you and you would know what I know, like Anthony knows what I know, and all these people are involved. I'm not saying every single card here, obviously. Okay. They know. They know what they were going to do. And you knew. And you confirmed it on the way, you know, that the Holy Spirit was speaking to you, but you saw there's something you wanted to see. What did you want to see? You wanted to see Trey? Was Trey what you wanted to see? Something about the number 333. Masons? All right, let's see. Wow. You can't hear the storm. I'm listening. There's a storm coming for somebody. The last name Fiennes could be significant. We've got Keller, Martin, Mueller, Kai, Alpenhauser. We've seen that. Rory. Okay. Let's wrap this up. There's a storm. Okay. Somebody's name is Ivan. Somebody plays Tchaikovsky or knows Tchaikovsky. Somebody knows the second movement. Somebody plays Mozart. Okay. All right. I'm listening for something else that isn't just a storm. It isn't just about the storm. There's more coming because there's more coming. Somebody's like, I want it to stop. I just need it to stop. It's just like, well, that's what it's like, right? When you create a shit show and you created it for everybody else. And then when you have to deal with your end of the shit show, because it's always going to rebound like a boomerang or come back. Maybe somebody's in a relationship like a rebound. What? You don't like it now? You don't like it now? They don't like it now? Cross watcher, you don't like it now? I know you're watching. The crotch watcher. The crotch. The cross watcher. Cheryl is highly significant here. The cross watcher is a crotch watcher. What is this? Some kind of jealousy? Because I don't believe that this person is necessarily straight. Coochie. Okay. Coochie. Spain is significant. Somebody else. Coochie. Okay, so Spain is significant. Doce cascabelas tiene mi caballo en la primavera. Somebody is Spanish, and somebody knows why the spring is significant. Some say love. Hmm. Bette Midler. Bette is significant. That song is significant. Something about the spring is significant. Because lies the seed that with the sun's love becomes the rose. All right, we're going to wrap it up right there. God bless you.